you got your boys playing against your boys. So who do you support in that situation? Do you go with PK? Do you go with Rebel? Well, we'll find out where your loyalty lies. Let's get it going, baby. We're on our first map. We're going into Harbor. Let's see how it unfolds.
And we got SuMuNs probably playing down low, going up against Demon, 3v3 towards the top side. Crack looks like he's going to be the target early on. 3 members of PK, Garen up on the line. Raver, though, does get taken out early. That puts the rest of the players in a bad spot. Dezonide is going to fall. They're going to stagger that death along with Monkyz as well. So Rebel starting off this map hot with 3 eliminations. Make that 4 as SuMuNs goes down as well.
This is a good look. We haven't seen Rebel and PK face off on Harbor as of yet. We just haven't seen them play against each other enough, right? So this is going to be a good look to see what team is better, at least when it comes to tonight. And right now, round 1, man, it is lights out. Rebel is just not backing off. Why should they? They've got all the momentum, but PK looks to push them back. Granted, the Monkyz is down. Dezo goes for the pickup, but it ends up resulting in his life going away. SuMuNs drops, and ladies and gentlemen, round 1 has concluded. And it will be Rebel taking a quick round, a little over a minute. No, 57 seconds. I'm telling you, man, sometimes it seems like it goes a little bit longer than it really does. In this case, I thought it was much longer, but hey, a lot unfolded in that 57 seconds.
I think both of these teams really do ride on momentum. I don't want to count PK out just yet because they do have composure. They do have confidence. They can easily bounce back. And I honestly love already where Rebel is set. No, don't do it. Never mind. I don't love him anymore. Crack, go put that Boltok pistol down. So if PK is going to force a fight up top, I feel like it should start now. Put that weapon up top or build your A side of the map. But I do know this Boltok down here is very, very standard. It allows you to play a little bit aggressive if your opponent doesn't have it in that 1v1 scenario. But it also allows you to hit very hard down low to up top, depending on if you have the angle or not.
PK is going to have that right-handed advantage. Forced down low, though, it doesn't really matter, right? Because Crack is going to have it, but we go ahead and back off. SuMuNs will pick up that Boltok. In the meantime, nobody's dropped yet. Kardia is down, so he's going to get finished off, and Dezo's got to make a decision. Does he continue to push forward or backtrack? Seems like he wants to go ahead and assist his team. He's going to be met by a wall of Crack, but he will take him down. So it's looking as if PK does get a good break. They won't get the neutral. They're not in a contention for the domination as of yet. So Rebel's going to be able to spawn back in and fight back, but it's a much better start than we saw in round 1 for them.
Starts off with Demon. And the numbers out. He actually didn't get that elimination on SuMuNs. I didn't even notice that SuMuNs is basically going to be right back up into the fight. Double revive coming through. Kardia is going to get taken down, though. Demon's going to fall. Raver did get traded out, but the eliminations are going in favor of PK. But SuMuNs bites off more than he can chew. He gets taken out, and his death will be staggered. They also did not get the breaks, so the points are going to continue to rack up in favor of Rebel. With those eliminations, though, they're going to use this opportunity. 3, maybe 4 players rotating over. They need to take control of the top side. All the while, Knights need to defend it while getting that hill under their control, and the defense is not going to come through as both Dezo and Monkyz fall to the opposition of Rebel.
And this could be a scary push for Rebel. You can see how close they are to getting onto Alpha, but it seems as if they're going to go in and take their time as Crackle take down Monkyz. A little bit of trash talk already starting, but hey, it is personal to a certain extent between these two rosters. Both teams want to represent Latin America to the fullest extent, but only one can be on the top. Either way, PK, they are trailing behind a massive amount of points, and it's getting into dangerous territory where, hey, Jacob, PK, they're going to be forced to try and get either a decap on the home hill of Rebel or go for the domination or even a full squad win, because at this point, they're running out of options.
And they need a split push, but they have all 3 members down on the ramp. They're going to have to brute force it. Meanwhile, Rebel can play this multiple ways. They're taking a lot of shots. They're retreating, knowing their win condition is towards the back line. Crack does get taken out. Kardia out of position as well. The down low fight, it is going to be decapped, but it is going to be won by both Demon and Danny. So the players on Knights, they have to continue this rotation coming through. Great kill by SuMuNs. That's going to spark it off. Nobody getting the decap or the capture down low for Rebel. So it's only points being gained right now are going to be for the Knights. They're looking like they're setting their sights on Demon. This elimination has to come through. 1v2 situations. They clean that one up. The capture on the home hill is going to continue. Less than 10 seconds remain. Rebel will go up 2-0. PK needs to continue their offensive attack. Raver falls, Monkyz falls, and nobody is going to be in position but SuMuNs. And as soon as he does go down, he will be taken out. No decap coming through. Dezo just too little, too late as Rebel hold on by the stare on their chinny chin there to go up 2-0.
A good job for them to hold on like that, especially with how well PK started off, right? I mean, they started off lights out slaying, but it was Rebel who was able to secure the 2-1 hill advantage. And now we are going to get something down in mid. It's going to be that long shot. So not only does Fire and Ice prefer it, but it seems like a lot of other teams do as well. And we'll see if it does pay off. Both teams are going to be forced to go in for that. But at least for Rebel, they're going to have that Talon one, which might help, especially later on. So they're going to have a little bit of added firepower as BK falls behind in the weapon placements. Crack, though, does not want to give up this long shot for free, but he's forced to back off, and he really doesn't have a say in it. So it is going to be Dezo getting out with the long shot. Let's see if he puts it to good use.
Both these teams being ready for that moment. PK going wide, making sure anybody going for that torque bow, or I should say sniper, will get at least damage, but Dezonide is going to have it in his hand. I want to see him kind of switch that one over to SuMuNs, but I understand with SuMuNs having that bolt talk, that is not going to be the case as he's rotating it around, trying to catch people out of position, trying to catch people lancering, but it's going to be Identivez catching somebody out of position. There's going to be the first elimination, massive shot being fired off, but he doesn't have the reinforcements necessary to keep this one going. A flank coming through. Kardia accidentally hopping over the cover for just as good as they were doing. They fall flat as 2 players get eliminated. So now 4 players on the field for the Knights. They're going to have an opportunity to answer back for 2 hills in favor of Rebel.
I was going to say Rebel left their home hill exposed, but SuMuNs doesn't feel it's appropriate to push up just yet. Lancering out is going to be more beneficial now to better the chances of PK to get this break onto B. He's got to watch out. His back might be exposed. That's going to be Identivez looking to flake around as Monkyz does. This is a nice shot onto Demon, but again, that Lancer fire from across the way is big, and the headshot comes in from Dezo. Keep your head down. The sniper is true, as Crack also falls as well. PK finally starting to gain some momentum, and Identivez is down, and finally, PK will lock in the neutral and start closing out that 20-point deficit.
I wouldn't have pushed forward if I were you, Kardia. Caught out of position. Now they're just getting their death staggered. Danny's going to go down. As soon as he spawns, Kardia is going to fall. So another 3v4 opportunity here. Rebel needs to be careful. It does look like they're going to try to split push on the other side of the map. This is one play I do agree with, especially since they have 3 players over here. Slow rotation coming through from Raver, but Rebel using all this time, allow him to get in position. A missed sniper shot's going to be key. Demon gets taken out. SuMuNs gets the trade. So 3v3 is going to continue with Rebel having the high ground, but Dezonide has the key weapon here, the sniper, and he's going to go ahead and you put it to use, but missed the crucial shot. Oh, yeah. No. And
now that's going to open up the door for Rebel to push in on B. And you have player 4 there who's just trying to hold his own. That's going to be Monkyz. PK knows they have to cover down in this moment. Now, I do want you to keep your eyes on player 2. Raver might go for the OE, and he's going to do so, and Crack is going to try and meet him. So it is going to be a critical 1v1 for PK to hold on to the 2-1 hill advantage. And right now, Crack needs to win this fight, but soon enough, Dezo's going to be there. But as I look, PK starts to fall behind. Dezo will drop as well. That's going to be 4 down, and Rebel now is going to be on all 3 hills. And Jacob, I think this is it.
Wow. Rebel doing it again. It doesn't matter how far behind the Knights or the Rebel is, they will always have that opportunity to come back. And this is one of the things that kind of was a red flag for the former PK roster. Obviously, only minusing a player, not adding anybody new. That problem is still intact. Once they're down, it's very, very hard for them to pick themselves back up. And honestly, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to pick themselves back up into this match, barring any big, massive plays. And when I look at the weapon selection screen, you got to think it has to be upgraded there on the side. And right now, it has to be answered back. I don't know what PK is going to put down, but they are behind in the weapon placements as they try to put it towards up top.
Brother, I thought they were going to try and do something with the long shot. I'm like, man, you're really falling behind at this, but that is not the play. But just now getting that Talon down, of course, to be met up with that retro. And I'm absolutely preferring the retro in that situation. And Rebel knows it's going to be a valuable item to have in their inventory. Of course, they can't get it just yet. They have to focus their attention on the long shot, which, by the way, they cannot afford to let Dezo get that. He's just too valuable with it. So they've got to find a way to counter this. Dezo's forced to back off. That was a huge shot onto him, but as Crack falls, this might be trouble. Dezo is just inches away, and he's going to get it once again. He's going to put it to use.
I like how we just put just enough Lancer Fire on that player where he's not going to live the full time while down. Missed shots with the Bulltalk for someone's going to easily got the down on Kardia, but he's going to escape for just a moment. Dezonide once more with the sniper, but the type of player Dezonide is, I'm not going to say he's a slouch of the sniper by any means, but I would love to see him switch that weapon on over to Monkyz, on over towards SuMuNs. Let those players go ahead and use that power weapon while Dezo can be the support. He can be the shotgun. He's like that overall balanced player, and especially since right now he hasn't been connecting convincingly. He gets taken out by Identivez. Sniper still in play though, so an opportunity from Rebel to get that sniper and put it to use for their own accord here, especially if Identivez can get this elimination.
Yeah, this could be huge here, but you know, PK, they value this. They want to give it back, but a great kill on 2i. Monkyz from Identivez. Still, though, he has a PK member just around him, but he gets... Oh, no, he goes into the wall. Now he's going to be exposed. He goes for the quick shot on Dezo, but doesn't happen. Dezo will go on and pick it back up, and he will claim what was rightfully his, and already to a body shot onto Demon up ahead, who will escape with his life, but I think it's going to be short-lived as Dezo is starting to close the gap. He definitely... Oh, no! Wow, Dezo falls again. The sniper's cursed.
I was about to say, they're playing hot potato with that sniper at this point. Neither one really wanted to put that to use just yet, but Rebel with 2 hills, they got the positioning down low. Even though up top, Raver's sitting in a great spot, the overextension from down low, they're not letting these players live. Someone gets taken out. It did look like for a moment they were thinking about overextending towards the spawn, but they're not going to bite off more than they can chew, realizing they have to defensively set up. They have to get Raver out of this position before these players spawn up and try to get help.
And PK, they are just going to be boiling if they lose this round. Being up once again, Rebel retaking control. PK being down 4-0. It's just, this is not going to be good news for the boys on Pittsburgh Knight. Still, though, plenty of opportunity to come back, but they better get to work as Monkyz and SuMuNs are getting the last ones up. B, though, still being messed with. Player 5 has snuck over at SuMuNs. And Rebel's going to allocate their members appropriately. And it comes down to Kardia. He's going to be in this 1v1 versus Dezo. This is a big 1v1. Dezo needs to win this from PK, but shots missed on both regards. Dezo wins it, and that keeps PK in the limelight with the 2-to-1 hill advantage, but still a lot of movement going on. And Rebel's starting to close in on the home hill once again.
Oh, and I like wasting no time getting that decap on the cap on the hill crack. MVP plays right now. That's not coming in the form of slaying. It's coming in the form of simply capping the hills at the right time. Triple domination coming through, and Rebel are making this one look easy over the Pittsburgh Knights. They just are completely destroying their game plan. They're staggering the deaths. They're making sure nobody has an opportunity to fight back. If you look at the eliminations, even though one player on Rebel does have double digits, it's rather even right down the center. So Rebel is making the right plays, the right rotations at the right time.
Coach Jacob, what do you place? What do you do at this point? If you're Pittsburgh Knights, do you place that torque bow and stern?
Nah,
I guess you
got to build up for it.
You got the retro. I mean, hey, you're down 4-0. You can't have it all.
You got to build up for it. Next round, this is where you can kind of see maybe a drop shot getting placed, maybe something going down over on the Bulltalk side of the map if you're Rebel. On the other side of things, you got to continue to place up that shock. So if you're Rebel, you kind of already know the weapon placement that they're going to use, but you also know the strategy being employed by both of these teams. The 1-2-1 going out. Both teams trying to take control of the stern, trying to take control of the middle. Lots of Lancer Fire, lots of utility being thrown around as well. As the dust settles, it's going to be PK getting first blood as they take out both Danny and Crack to open up the door. As long as they get the sniper in their hands, that'll be a full initial victory.
But, you know, I'm starting to really think at this point in time, man, that sniper going down really hurts whoever gets it because it forces one player out. And if you don't get all the value, which Dezo's not getting a ton of value out of it. Like, he is getting, some pretty decent shots. But is it really impacting anything? Well, PK is going to be on all 3 hills. They might be able to take this round. This would be huge, and I think they are going to get it finally. They're going to put a point on the board, Jacob. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the sniper play is the right play.
I mean, I said it early on. You grab the sniper, you find SuMuNs, and you give it to him. I don't care if he has the Bulltalk or not. Maybe you can give it to Monkyz, but I want Monkyz in that action going wild. I want to give that sniper to SuMuNs. He's probably one of the best snipers in recent times, dating back to Gears of War 3. It's just he doesn't get the opportunity to be as flashy with it. If you look at some of the players he's played with on their team, there's always kind of been a superstar sniper on his team. Now SuMuNs has an opportunity to be the superstar sniper for his own team in the Pittsburgh Knights. So with that M-bar going down up top, both of these teams are going to have to watch out for not one, but 2 big precision weapons in both the sniper and the M-bar. So even though it was PK getting away with that sniper almost every single round, Rebels looking like they're going to have a plan B up their sleeves.
And this is going to be pretty crazy, right? I mean, to have those 2 snipers out there, 2 In a way, instant kill potentials. Things could get pretty crazy either way. Battle for the long shot still underway, and you already know PK is wanting that into possession. Up top, though, it seems as if Rebel might get away with the M-bar. Monkyz just needs to fall. Crack needs to take him down, but can't get the final shot. He drops. That is a critical fight he needed, and now Dezo is back in the fight, and Raver should be able to pick up the M-bar, and he'll get it in his possession. So they do get away with that power weapon, but more importantly, they also get away with the 2-to-1 hill advantage. So Rebel has to find a way to kind of battle against that. They do get the long shot. Well, I say that, and then Kardia drops. So now the long shot is still on the ground and Demon's going for it.
Oh, and he can pick it up too. They're pushing across. That's going to be a big sniper shot. Lancer, you need some help. You need some milk. Somebody get the downs. No one's going to get it though. Demon making a great play to get that sniper, making a quick rotation to come through. Unfortunately, it wasn't quick enough, but his sniper is on point. Taking out SuMuNs, making it a 2v2 towards the top side. As soon as another player tries to rotate over for Rebel, it's going to look good, especially with Crack getting that elimination, but Raver is going to trade that one through. He also has the M-bar in his hand, so anybody pushing up has to be careful all at the same time. Right now, it does look like Demon is just getting bullied, but I may have spoke too soon as Dezonide gets dominated.
Rebel takes the 2-to-1 hill advantage. Raver and Dezo now off the respawn. And now I'm curious to see what PK's next push is going to be. Demon still 2 shots to his name. The M-bar out of the way, so the power weapon now in the hands of Rebel. And they'll start closing out this deficit as they look to stop this 3-man push from PK onto E, which is going to be happening very shortly. I don't know how long until the M-bar is going to be up, but it can't be that long. He looks to maybe connect onto SuMuNs, but the smoke is going to be out. Demon knows he's about to have company, and this first shot is critical. He needs to connect.
Big connection there. Unable to make anything of it just yet. His next connection is going to be big, but he actually does not get it. Well played shot, though, to back him up. They try to run through it. Why is Raver and SuMuNs fall? Dezonide fell as well. That's going to leave Monkyz all by himself. I called him an MVP caliber player almost all last season long. What do you got for me? And he's got nothing as Demon takes him out. And there he goes, waving by as Rebel cruise to a 5-to-1 victory over the Pittsburgh Knights.
Well, Jacob, still a lot of work to be done for Rebel, right? They haven't closed the series out just yet, and they're about to head into District. Pittsburgh Knights map pick, but that makes them one step closer.
Coming through for Rebel, but I don't think that is going to be the case. I do think from the back of Dezonide, those last moments he was leading his team, figuring out the strategy, so that way they can tie this one up and force a map number 3.
I think it's a matter of how angry PK is at this point, right? PK beat this team 2-0 in a dominating fashion last week. Why can't they do it again? They've already lost 5-1 on Harbor, and I think they're angry, and now it's become personal. We'll find out how this story is going to unfold. Off the rip, though, we are going to see Identivez looking to blindside one. Monkyz will fall, now force the attention onto Dezo, his old teammate. Right there he goes, and right there he falls. Now C is just in the line of sight, and he's going to go ahead and take it. Meanwhile, the mid-fight is underway. Raver also drops. It looks like everywhere I look, Rebel are winning their fights.
And it's looking like they're going to go for a triple cap domination already. It's going to be up to Monkyz here in this situation, going against his old captain, Identivez. There's a lot of damage being dealt out. Monkyz, though, he's going to get that break. He's going to prolong the round for now, but Danny doesn't look like he's giving up just yet, and he gets that big elimination. He actually gets a second one as well with the help of Crack, and people don't forget Crack and Danny were a huge duo on Nice, and exactly, he's down towards the hill. Who left him down? Who left him down? You saw it. Call him out.
He bled out. He bled out. Brother, that could have been devastating, man. SuMuNs just about single-handedly kept that round alive for PK, but he ended up falling, unfortunately. But that's why you get your finishes, Jacob. Getting your finishes are important.
It definitely is, and we've seen that happening literally since the first Pro League Gears of War 5. I've seen franchise leave praise down, lose the round, become of it. It's season after season, Pro League after Pro League, they become those mistakes. But I will say, this split more than ever before, I've seen players stagger death after death, and it work out. So these players are finally catching on to that extra mechanic, that extra bit of time they can take advantage of. But you need to be careful because moments like that will happen if you're not accurate.
Well, if you count the rounds from Harbor now to here, it is currently 6-1 as Rebel is really starting to take off. PK needs to find an answer. Starts with this mid-battle, and Dezo finds Demon off. Oh, no, what? Dezo, I totally thought Dezo was going to be able to take him down, but he doesn't. Demon clutches up, and now from the backside is going to be Demon once again onto SuMuNs. You got to watch out for Demon. He's slippery, and you never know where he's going to be.
Kardia leaving everybody down. He's gonna have 0 kills at the end of this round, but he's making such a huge impact for this roster. Monkyz now needs to eliminate 2 big players while getting Lancered in the back. It's not going to come through. And I even said it, the Pittsburgh Knights can surely get back into this one. This map suits their play style, but momentum is a thing. Just like you can take it away, you can continue to build upon it, and that's exactly what Rebel is doing. And I don't know how many deaths he had, but Demon, 0 eliminations, 8 assists for his team. He is just being a full-on support player, exactly what almost any roster needs, not just this Rebel one.
PK said enough is enough, man. If you guys really want to be aggressive and you think you can outslay us, well, let's prove it. Let's go head to head. And that's exactly what they're about to do over in Cinema. Let's get it going. That drop shot's going to command everybody to go for it. Unless we might see a couple players go mid. So we will see those players go mid. Typically in the 5v5, right, everybody would kind of just go in. But regardless, though, Identivez leading the charge. He does, Raver is going to be hit with a stun. So, no, Dezo takes down Raver. That's devastating. The drop shot should all be Rebels at this point in time. Identivez gets a nice shot on 1. Now he's going to force his attention down low onto SuMuNs. SuMuNs literally freaking out, trying to get out of there, and he can't. The drop shot goes to Rebel, and the crack is going to go ahead and let him know that I'm ready to play. The drop shot is mine, and this round is about to be ours as well.
And at one point, Danny, when he got released, he was a restricted free agent. I don't know how much Rebel had to pay for this man. He's the $1 million player right now, the way he's coming up clutch, as Rebel looking like they're on the back foot for just a moment. But there goes the answer back coming out from Crack, able to get that elimination. So even though Raver is going to get this elimination, if you look at the other side of the map, that go ahead and get a man advantage, a possible 1v2 scenario, but SuMuNs gets that elimination, and that's going to be a big trade coming through, because now Demon has to be careful. I was going to say he can't even go ahead and backtrack because he will take as much damage as he had, and this is not looking good. One great play, being muffled out, especially if he does go down here.
Every kill PK gets at this point is going to be hugely beneficial, or else Rebel's going to be all over Charlie. And Rebel does have a moment to spare if they want to get out of here, but as Monkyz falls, Dezo needs to fall as well, and he doesn't. So he clutches up. That's going to force Rebel back. So good job winning those critical fights when needed, and Dezo was the player to do so. Even still, Rebel has a decent lead, and PK has a lot of ground to cover, but they're making good on it. Those 3 players now can come from mid, go down onto B, and force Crack out of position. But he does have the drop shot. I don't know if he's used it as of yet, and he has the potential to use it if he does have that extra one, but regardless, it's out of the way. It's been backpacked, and I don't know if the fresh one's about to be up. But PK's not going to waste any time, Jacob. They're pushing in, and they're trying to get the domination.
Big kills coming through from Monkyz. Player is down over the top. Great revive coming through. Demon goes down as well. The last seconds of the round, Pittsburgh Knights making right plays at the right time, not missing certain shots. Kardia gets the elimination, but he's not close enough to get towards the hill. So PK in 2 minutes and 14 seconds win their first round of map number 2. But with that drop shot going down towards the top side, when I talked about District coming into this one, about how it could be spread out, how you could see a lot of different team play, that drop shot is going to narrow down the team play. Like I said, the map is going to become smaller and smaller once these big weapons do get placed down, and it becomes more of a shotgun fight instead of a Lancer team play. But that retro, once overlook over towards Cinema, that's going to put a lot of damage out from anybody who finds himself peeking for these shots.
More importantly, you know, I think it was just Dezo clutching up where he needed to over in info. He doesn't win that fight. Well, they could be in dire straits. Rebel would be all over the home hill. We could be looking at a 3-0 deficit for PK. But hey, Dezo clutches up. That's exactly why he's on that Pittsburgh Knights roster. But now PK, once again, going into the blender. Remember, Rebel won this initial last time with ease, and it looks like they're going to be doing so again. Identivez finds an angle, comes through, gets the finishes alongside Crack and Demon, who will pick up that drop shot. Now, Rebel, I don't think we're going to waste their time as well. I say that as Crack gets the finish. Okay, he could be sprinting over, helping his teammates go for the domination, but showing a little love was more important.
I go for a domination when you can go for an execution. Kardia, nice well-placed flash, though, and to continue to take out Dezonide. You got to be careful, though, here. All the confidence in the world, rightfully so, rightfully earned by Rebel, but you need to be careful when you're playing with their food. This is map number 2. If you guys are just tuning in, 1-0, Rebel is up. 3-1. They're looking like they want to make that spot theirs in the grand finals.
Okay, solid win. I think that's what they meant to do in the last round, but they capitalized on it here. So funny, man. You get the execution instead of the domination, but you end up getting both. So it's like the cherry on top, if you will. Shocks are down retro as well. Those shocks are going to be nice, especially for Rebel. They're going to be able to throw that out, shut down a lane of attack for the drop. They've already been winning their fights here, so that shock is only going to benefit them here. They have to pick it up, unless they might not see it's worth it. And yeah, they're just going to pass it up. I would have liked to have seen it, but I guess it's just a little bit too fast.
You need to get in there. You need to get to positioning. That is what's going to be important. Danny going in with the well-placed flash grenades. They're going to get that drop shot out, and he's immediately going to connect with Monkyz.
Nice.
2 players dead on the side of the Pittsburgh Knights as Dezonide falls. Raver is going to be next on the list. SuMuNs in the middle. He's already down. 4 players dead in the blink of an eye. Triple cap domination sounding off, and there is 0 momentum, 0 life on the side of the Pittsburgh Knights. I don't even know if they think the semifinals started yet or not. Is this a warm-up? What am I watching?
You know, what you're watching, truthfully, is a storyline developing, Jacob. And I think that's the most beautiful thing here that I enjoy is, like, last week, PK wins 2-0. Rebel just didn't have it together. 1 week later, Rebel is all of a sudden now about to beat, or at least on the cusp of beating PK with the series score total round count of a 10-2, right? So that is a huge improvement and a way to turn things around. But I think it's going to be a wake-up call for PK. Last week, they lose to FNI, another Latin American team, and this week they might lose to Rebel, another Latin American team. And PK might quickly be realizing we might not be the top dogs like we once were, and that's going to light a fuel under them to start improving. But for Rebel, it's only going to make them that much more arrogant, and I think that's going to be a fun thing to watch. Crack will stop, smell the roses, and pick up the shock this time. He feels it's going to be beneficial.
Beneficial indeed. Someone's just stuck towards the backside, but great downs, great eliminations. Probably tossed it a little too far down, and Raver doesn't want to win, killing his teammate. And if you guys haven't been paying attention to the changes, there's only 1 drop shot in the drop, so he's not going to have it to use anymore. Kardia going to be the last hope for Rebel here. He gets spotted out, he gets lancered out, and it does look like Rebel's going to spawn up and try to overextend towards this neutral. They're not even going to waste their time fighting against the numbers of the Knights, and I think this is an A1 play for Rebel.
Yep, Rebel looking to prioritize E at this point, maybe reallocate PK, who, mind you, are pretty spread out, right? So PK is spread out as they are. They might be isolated, which, speaking of which, look at player 7. He might be in a 2v1 relatively soon. Now, granted, they're going to both be in side of info. Now, Raver is going to have to hold his own here against Kardia as the flash does get thrown out. That is a great elimination. Oh, not an elimination as Vita's. Crack is going to be there, but he finishes up Demon. He'll also finish up Crack, and that's going to be another 4 down. And PK looks as if they're going to be able to lock in this round and bring it 4-2. And it's about time.
I like how they stagger the death for a moment, but sometimes you don't want to do it. Like I said, players are still learning the intricacies, the ins and outs of staggering the deaths, when to get the elimination, when not to get the elimination. But those players could have spawned up. That could have been terrible news with well-placed flash grenades, but luckily they didn't even get close. But you got to make sure to take every situation carefully here. So going into this next one, you see the retro towards the low side of Boltok as well. Honestly, I want to see one of these teams upgrade their shot grenades, but if you're in the side of PK, slowly, surely trying to make a comeback, you see they're flooding over the middle. I don't disagree with that either, as instances make their appearance. Usually you have a 1v1 going down towards the middle, and I do think PK has been winning it recently, so they're going to be gifted a instant grenade if they do, but there goes a plan B, a backup plan for Rebel as they set those instants down low.
I don't think Crack is going to stop for that shock anymore. I think he feels there's too much value in pushing in for that fight. Because remember, he stopped. There was less member presence for Cinema for that drop shot. So you see it. He's just going to give it up. He's just going to go ahead and go straight for it. Meanwhile, we'll keep an eye out on that mid battle. PK, though, I think got a little bit of added confidence. They're going to be pushing it strong. That's going to be a misroll, but Dezo will fall to the wayside now as Crack will pick him up. Monkyz. Well, oh, Monkyz actually gets one. So now it's just a good old-fashioned 1v1. Both players full red, and Monkyz will clutch up, take the drop shot, and that's 3 down for Rebel.
Be careful, though, in the middle. Those instances were still in play. Kardia backtracking. And by him backtracking, it means multiple players from the Knights are going to have to not only find him, but try to get that elimination as well. So anybody who distracts, this is a huge bonus play. That elimination, though, that is going to be massive for Kardia and Rebel as they look to bounce back after a lost initial. They need to be careful here for Monkyz in that drop shot, but Monkyz has to be very selective with that drop shot as well. He can't just fly that one out and kill any random player on Rebels. You need to make sure it's impactful, because like I stated earlier, you only get 1 this time around rather than 2.
Correct. And Danny, instant in hand, looking to take down Raver, who's going to be in that corner. This is Going to be a textbook kill, you would have to think. Well, because he just throws it all the way over to the right now. I guess he can make, oh, he does get the down though. Nice shot, but full red. Monkyz will clean him up. Now you got Raver, who's going to be lancered out. Either way, though, it's not too devastating as Rebel still holds on to the neutral. Shotgun's going to be thrown, but now the presence in mid is there, and Dezo's looking to take down Kardia, and he will. Ooh.
Nice pair of kills there for the Knights as they're still trying to come back from this one. Nobody capping the hills just yet. Monkyz gonna have to backtrack to make that one go through, but he's trying to be ready for this push that should come through from Rebel. You got 2 players stacking towards the top side, but there's also the possibility of the drop shot being up as well. So Danny's gonna go ahead and take that positioning towards the top side. Dezo actually gets caught out. Massive shots by Crack. Almost looked like he had wall hacks or something.
He really did it. Crack's gonna let him. Let me tell you, if it's not a personal match between anybody else, it is personal to Crack, man. That guy has been showing love to literally every player he's down. He is just having a field day. This is like literally going to Six Flags for this man. Monkyz, tough situation, 1v2. Not a lot he can do. Caught out there. Who's there for the finish? Of course, it's gonna be Crack, right? Crack is there, it seems, to always finish off the down player. But the scoreline is close, Jacob, and Rebel's now on all 3 hills, and this might be it. I think it is, in fact, going to be, as Raver doesn't even attempt to push in. You got player 9 and 0 spawning up, and PK will, in fact, be eliminated in semifinals. Total round count between the 2 maps, 10-3. Rebel stepped it up, and they answered back from last week.
They're showing that might not be the team that you expect to be on top, but we're going to come out on top, make a name for not only ourselves,